What's up, world? Holics back at it. Got the fellas with me, as we always do. My guy, Thomas Liggett. It's been a minute, man. How you feeling, Liggett?
Much better, man. You already know. Done bounce back.
Bounce back. I ain't gonna say nothing about your shirt, man. I ain't gonna say nothing about that shirt.
Hey, you know what it is. Just one of our good friends, man, from around the way, man. You know who he is. Next week, I'm going to have that Holics on.
That's what it is. There it is. Okay. Big Tone, my man.
Tone What's consistent. Up? What's going on?
What's up, consistent Tone? Tone gonna be here with me regardless. If anybody else go down, I know Tone gonna be in the building.
Hey,
that's my dog.
Man, I woke up from a nap to this, man.
Old man Tone taking a nap. Look like a coach over there with this Cubs shirt on, bro. You a utility man out there when you work for the Cubs, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm playing second base, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I see you.
Second base.
All right, folks. So let's jump into it, man. Been a crazy week, full of topics. It was kind of easy this week. I didn't have to fight for topics. I already knew what I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about them. The wings heard around the world. Lou Will comes out the bubble. Now let's start here. He went out the bubble for the right reasons. His grandfather died. He went to go to the funeral for him bow. On his way back, made a little pit stop. Down to the classy joint that we know as Magic City and got him some of those lemon pepper wings. I ain't mad at him. But everybody else got something to say. If I give my take, I'll pass it over y'all guys. Do y'all think it was wrong? Now I got to quarantine for a few days, throw off the team chemistry. You know all the natural criticisms you're going to get after
that. I guess he felt he could get away with it, huh? So
that's what he thought.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem with him trying to get some wings on his way back, but the league got a problem with it. You know, it's their rule, man. They got this strict rule, you know. So he got to quarantine for a couple of days for it. But
is that people
back, man, I can understand stopping for some wings.
You know? The people, I don't think people get the misconception that Magic City is a gentleman's club. So, you know, they think it's strippers over clippers, as the saying now goes. But you brought up a good point, Tom. I don't think people understand that you can't even go in there and see no strippers if you wanted to. The only thing that's open was the kitchen.
Right, the kitchen. I mean, he stopped for some food. The kitchen is the only thing open. There wasn't no shaking up and going on up in the shake club. So, you know,
if
he had stopped and made it rain for a minute, I'd be like, God, no. But he wasn't doing that. He was just getting some food, you know?
Yeah.
Food is okay.
I don't think people understand Atlanta's culture. We close to Atlanta. We know what the stripper food is like. I done went to plenty of places down there. And, I mean, it's like normal business. People have business meetings. I'm talking about $1 million changing culture meetings at the strip club. They go down there to eat. You know, that's just what they do in Atlanta. So if you don't know the culture and the background of it sounds wild to you. Like, this dude went to go get some wings from a strip club. Like, you wouldn't even comprehend it if you understand the culture of what is down south booty stripping clubs in Atlanta, man.
I've been in the shake club watching the World Series before.
It's nothing, bro.
You know?
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
You know? That's just how we get that. What you think, Thomas?
I mean, it's just a typical case of misunderstood culture. You know, it's just like the guy who asked the question of, I hate to ask this, but what is Magic City? You know, they don't listen. You know, and Lou Will is just another example of they just don't understand us.
Hey, real quick, shout out to my boy Eric Edholm. I done had him on my podcast a few times, man. I had to reach out to him and be like, hey, big dog, you don't know what you was asking when you asked that question. But shout out to my Eric Edholm. I know him personally, man. He don't know what he got himself into. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, honestly, that's just what it is, man. I mean, you know, none of us really, we laugh and joke about it just because it's just something to joke about. But we get it. I mean, we've done it. You know, maybe not in Atlanta, or if you know somebody, like there's other things than titties in those establishments. You know, like you said, like Tone said, big boy business meetings, and there's not even strippers around at that time. You know, it's a daycare. it,
Thank you.
going on, you know what I'm saying? Wings and things, you know. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
some things.
But you know,
Hey.
our coach is just misunderstood. I mean, and that's the reason why they still in 2020 they still asking questions. Lou Will didn't do anything wrong. He was still gonna have to go through the whole protocol anyway. It was just
Right.
the fact that it was strip club, and that's the only reason why it's even a big deal. And
Well, you know how he got caught, right?
No.
So y'all heard that song, What's Poppin'? Jack Harlow, little rapper dude.
yeah,
So he took some pictures while that was down there. It's always a one cat, bro. You know, everybody got that one dude in the group, man. You know, you got your homeboys. It might be 2 or 3 of y'all. It's always that one. You got, hey, bro, we ain't doing that right now, man. Like this, we can't be taking pictures. We can't be doing it. But it's
Right.
always that one cat that get everybody else hemmed up because you want to take pictures and do something stupid like that. But that's how he got caught.
mm-hmm.
Hey, I remember being in another story. I remember being in a strip club, passed up a lap dance to finish watching the Bears-Packers game.
I ain't got time for all that right now. I ain't got time for all that. Go on.
Yeah, hold on, baby. Hold on.
Hey,
No,
I'll be
You
back,
know-
but just give me about
Yeah.
2 minutes real
Give
quick.
me a minute. It's game on right now. It's a good game.
Can
You
you
know-
repeat that, please, Tony?
What am I repeating it for? Anyway.
Bruh, look.
Hey, any self-respecting black business of entertainment gonna have wings, man.
Got to.
That's
Got to. I mean, that's the staple, right? If you,
Yeah.
I'd have been to Onyx, I'd have been to King of Diamond, I'd have been to Magic City, I'd have been to Blue Flame.
Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta's like a second home. We right in Nashville. It don't take long to get there. Every single one of them got some bussin' wings.
Man.
I don't know who the chef be. I don't know what they be doing in the wings.
I don't know if he washed his hands.
I don't know. So maybe that's why we feel Lou Will, because we know the wings be good. I bet if your boy
Yeah.
the one asked that question, if he had some of them wings, he'll start shaking his head in agreement, like, okay, all right, I see
Yeah,
what everybody's talking about.
My bad, Lou. That's what he'd be like, yeah.
Do you think that messes up the chemistry a little bit, though? You know, we done played on squads and stuff, and people look at you like, hey, man, why is this dude like, I was going to say this for our Talk Our Shit segment, but I got a new topic on that one, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this one a little later in there. Kendrick Perkins. I know if y'all watch The Jump, and maybe if you're on Twitter and you just see different images of Perk, he always saying some like outlandish, crazy stuff that just, you know, he like, did you even play? Because the stuff, like, you can't disrespect him, man. You know he played on some good teams or whatnot, but some of his takes be wild, man. And I think Lou Will came back and was like, look, man, I didn't work and play for 15 years in this league. You ain't never heard nothing bad coming out of me. I ain't, you know, domestic violence. I ain't running up in nobody's house. You know, nothing bad for y'all to kind of just discourage my name like this, like I'm just a terrible person because I went and got some wings. And Perk is like leading the charge, like, nah, you know better than that, Lou Will stuff. How y'all feel about Perk? You know, guys that was on the inside of those locker rooms, and you know when he see them, they say that he be like, "It's just TV, man. Don't take it personally. You know, I'm just doing my job."
Hey, I feel like players like that are out of bounds because you played in the league. Protect your brothers, man. Protect the players in this situation like this. You know what I'm saying? These are your brothers. You know Lou is a good guy. Lou ain't in no trouble. He ain't no troublemaker. Protect Lou. Like, nah, he was just stopping for some wings, whatever. You know, he was trying to, you know, relax a little, whatever you gotta say. Just don't be the guy that's just gotta be like,
gotta have a hot take.
nah, he wrong. He all out of pocket. You know, time out. We a brotherhood. Hey, come on now.
He do too much.
Yeah, man.
No, man, hold on now, Tone. I gotta disagree, Tone. You know, now hold on now I get it, it's the brotherhood, you know, but now it's a different job now. If you working at McDonald's and they promote you to the fries, you ain't still going out front trying to mop the floors, are you?
So it's a different job. So he's reporting his different job from an NBA player's perspective, not as the same perspective as the people who are TV media. You know what I'm saying? They already got that perspective.
He should understand better.
Yeah. He understands exactly.
But this wasn't a typical ESPN stat. LeBron is the first person whose last name ends with N to score 10 points. This was just something that was which I think Perkins, being more of a black man, should have understood.
Right.
That, but I just think that Perkins was just going was backing his media buddies on this one, being in there, going over topics, and I think it was more of that as opposed to protecting the
Instead
NBA.
of being like, oh, I understand. He a player. I understand. You know, and the chemistry ain't gonna be an issue because Lou come off the bench as a 6-man. It's his show. It's his show. Get Lou the ball, and everybody else, you know, fall in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, we're forgetting Perk has a third job, and he's on that LBJ program. So
he Clutch Sports. Yeah.
You know, he gets a check from Mav Carter, so he has to do what he has to do. You know, he has to. You know, if there's 2 teams in SoCal, and the other team rhymes with Tripper, he has to protect the purple and gold as well. So
let me say this. 2 things about it. 2 things. Thing number 1, Lou Will always gonna be a legend because Lou Will had 2 girlfriends at the same time, sitting right next to each other courtside, and it was cool with everything. So no matter what Lou Will do, he can go for a quadruple double. He ain't gonna never top that. Cause I ain't never seen a man have them in complete. That was in complete sync. You hear me? Like everything worked out, and he made that happen. That is in the Hall of Fame status right there alone.
That is not an entanglement because he had that under control.
No, that was definitely not an entanglement.
Exactly.
They both knew what was going on. So
yeah.
Hall of Fame status on that line. But number 2, on a more serious note, sometimes I don't like the way that the NBA is covered, man. I don't like the way it's like pure entertainment. Like one thing that Kobe was trying to do before he had passed so tragically was he said he wanted to bring back the roots of X's and O's in the game. Like when we talk coverage, we're talking about strategy. We're talking about, you know, defenses and things like that. Because if you look at the jump on some of these shows, they're not talking about what did LeBron eat in the bubble today? What is Steph Curry and Aisha up to today? Like it's nothing about the game no more, man. It's all about the celebrity of the athletes now. And it's just, I don't know, man. Somebody was putting me on and I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what, you're kind of right, man. I don't see a lot of X and O baby. Like you got some NFL shows like that come on and they actually going over the plays, the intricacies of what this position is supposed to do. Name me a show that happened like that on on Prime TV that talks about the NBA like that.
But you gotta appeal. So kind of off subject, but shoot, who was on the flag? One of the rappers was on the flag for saying that all women rappers rap about is strippers.
I remember that.
So one of the strippers, one of the female rappers, replied, "Well, that's our fan base," which is the NBA. Honestly, these young kids, listen, man, these kids don't even care about defense. Like, they will sit back and put Steph Curry 6-7 slots away from Michael Jordan all time because this boy can shoot from the 3-point line.
Boy, you taking shots from a distance.
They don't care about what happens every 24 seconds. All they care about is LeBron James losing. Did LeBron James win? And the suits that they have on when they're walking in, they don't care about the X's and O's because they don't even know.
All that's fine and well. So I dig them. I dig what you're saying. It's definitely some truth to that. I dig it, but it's got to be a balance, though, man. I don't think no other league is covered the way that the NBA is covered, man. You know, even in baseball, hockey, baseball is the only sport that you really don't talk about these topics. I get it. You got an audience. You want to cater to the 16 to 20-year-old coverage, but it's old heads like us to watch basketball too. I want to have a breakdown show. I shouldn't have to go to YouTube or something else to really get a grasp of what's going on, man. I'm just saying it's balanced to both of those.
So this is what I see it as. I see it as the NBA's coverage has become pop culture.
Right.
And it's veered away from X's and O's and the heart of the game. Kind of like hip hop and that balance it used to have. You used to be able to listen to some hip hop with some substance and party to it and chill to it. You had a balance.
Yeah.
Now you got, in my opinion, you got more of it's just entertainment. You ain't really got a lot of social commentary. You got some, but you don't have a lot. You don't have that balance.
Yeah.
So basketball doesn't have that balance anymore, the X's and O's. You got to go to ESPN Plus and watch details or something like that to see the X's and O's. So to me, NBA basketball has become more like pop culture, like hip hop has become pop culture. And that's the problem. You don't have that balance anymore. Yeah.
I don't like it. I sound like an old hip hop head now that you're talking about it, like talking about what the 90s was the golden era. I'm just saying though, man, give me something every once in a while. I don't feel like it's all driven about the shoes and Jay on some Hennessy's. Oh man, look, man, I can't even watch it. I tried to watch it one day. I was like, man, this ain't giving me nothing, bro. Like I'm just watching an empty show, right? This is nothing.
Yeah. And it's come to that though. When you first watched The Jump, when I first watched The Jump, it had more substance to it, in my opinion. And now it's just pure entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the ratings is everything, man.
Think about this, Tone and Los. You remember when let's go 10 years ago. I couldn't go to sleep. Neither one of y'all could go to sleep if ESPN was not on our television.
Yeah, I had to have that sports center on. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Stuart Scott.
Yeah.
It ain't been I ain't watched ESPN or Sports Center. Well, I ain't gonna say that. It's on, but it's not on religiously.
It's not the same. I agree with that. No, it's not the same.
Because it's and listen, I'm a LeBron James fan. Y'all know this.
Yeah.
That's all they talk about is LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron.
I don't want to hear about LeBron. I don't care that LeBron James just bought a mansion. I don't care that LeBron James' son is playing high school.
Give me the facts, bro.
I think we pigeonholed NBA and sports into this particular network though, right here, ESPN. Because there's other networks that we could probably watch and get more of a balance from.
What, I'm gonna watch FS1 and I'm gonna listen to Colin Cowherd tell me that Michael Jordan.
I'm just saying,
I can't deal with FS1.
I think that outlet is what we're doing now. It's people discussing sports on their own. It's me who on an off day will sit back and watch, not highlights, and that's the thing. People want to watch highlights and think that you can't watch highlights. Highlights is just that. They're highlights.
Yeah.
I'll go back and I'll watch a finals footage. So when I say that LeBron James is top 10, when I say Kobe is top 10, Jordan is top 10, I got something to bring to the table outside of highlight. I seen the triple. I seen illegal defense leave the NBA. And I watched Kobe Bryant and LeBron James go from one-on-ones to being quadruple teamed and adjusting to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
again, you got substance behind it.
I have some substance, but then the people that I'm talking to don't even understand what I'm talking.
They don't understand it, or they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to engage in conversation about it because it's not entertainment. It's not talking about LeBron James and his crew or whatever, doing whatever in the streets, or Lou Williams, or it's not really talking about the heart of the game.
I don't like it. I think that us as some of the. And we ain't that old. I joke like we old heads. I'm in my 30s, early 30s. So, and Thomas saying, I don't know about Tom, but
I'm 48, man.
You ain't just
so
old,
you put me wherever you want to put me. I'm 48. I'll be 49 in September.
What I'm saying is, though, somebody has to respect the game. You feel me? Like, I felt what Cole was saying on that. We got to respect the game because we got to give the game to the youngins. And if they only care about the sneaker culture, they only care about the highlights and that PER efficiency and stuff, like you said, League, watch the game, dog. Watch the fight. Watch the whole thing. Make your honest opinion on it, and I'm gonna respect your opinion a lot more if I know that you really understand. I played ball. I played all the way up as long as I could. Y'all played ball and stuff. When you actually got the game in you, you're giving it more than just, you know, in a nerd can look up and say, well, LeBron has a 32.1 PER and Russell Westbrook. Like, I don't care about all that.
That's silly shit.
Yeah, to me, yeah. I want to know what you did in the last 2 minutes of the game when the game was in the balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stuff like that, man.
And my thing is, it's like, okay, so one of the holics had showed, and this is what I'm big, as y'all know, I'm big on general managers, coaches. I'm big on that because I understand it now.
Yeah.
As a young lad, I didn't understand it, but now going back over time, watching different teams win and blah, 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 I understand it now. It's a reason why Phil Jackson and Tex Winter together has 11 championships, because I understand it now. And some footage in the Holics was brought up of the 2016 game of the Cavs winning the championship. And I think I convinced a couple of guys, because the last 5 shots, only one play was called in by the coach, and that was the Kyrie jump shot. That
nailed it. Nailed the game.
So I try to tell folks, I'm like, listen, coaches are very important, man, and that's the reason why the slum coaches don't have championships and the big coaches do. It's because of situations like that. And like Steve Kerr's, listen, I ain't no knock on Steve Kerr. I mean, he has 20 championships, you know. But Klay Thompson should have had the ball in clutch time instead of tired Steph Curry, just like Kyrie had the ball instead of a tired LeBron James. A good coach knows that, and that's the reason why. You know, that's what separates
a coach. A coach can let you run the floor all game, but when it's a dead ball, the coach makes those inbound decisions that can change the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
I agree.
This is where you make your money back. We gonna inbound, run the play from the inbound, you know, off the side. Make your money, coach. You know?
Exactly, man.
We gotta wrap this one up, y'all. We got all into the basketball discussion. We're gonna revisit that though. We're gonna go back to it. Let's whip it around. So Jamal Adams. Man, I wanted him on them Cowboys, but didn't happen. Went to the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks got him, but they did give up a couple of first rounders and a third rounder, and also a player to be in. I forgot the safety name from the Seahawks. But you're looking at this trade. So Jamal Adams goes about it all in the media. He's all over social media talking about it. He's asking guys to help him out, get him away from the Jets, and he gets his request. He does go to a contender. So. Question one is, how good can Seattle be now with their replacement for Cam Chancellor, or their replacement for Earl Thomas? They got that guy back there. And did he go about it the right way? I guess the proof is in the pudding. He got traded to a team that is a contender, so I guess it ended the way that he wanted to. But what do y'all feel about the Seahawks and the Jets and how it went down?
Well, times have changed. You know, which is, you know, whether you like him or not, we've all given LBJ his props for, you know, assisting with that. I'm not going to say that he's the reason why. Yeah, he's the reason for that. But I'll give him the, you know, some love for being one of the faces of it. It's going to get worse from here, man. Like, I mean, I'm prepared to see somebody just laying on the sideline with a pillow and blanket saying they ain't gonna play. Like, it's gonna get real worse from here. And I'll say this: the Seahawks are. Again, SC guy. I know Pete Carroll, love Pete Carroll, but Pete Carroll is just gonna be Pete Carroll. So the Seahawks are always gonna be
aggressive.
You know, they're gonna always be aggressive. One thing about Pete Carroll is he doesn't need the big name players. As we all seen, we all watched that his Super Bowl runs. He takes He takes the Marshawn Lynch's, guys who no one wants, and makes them household names again. He takes the Richard Sherman's, guys that no one knows, and makes them Pro Bowlers. So for him to get a Jamal Adams just tells me that he's a little worried about something. Maybe his system is a little old school. He's more of the he runs kind of like the Bill Belichick do your job type of system. So for him to go for the Jamal Adams, who I think is the baddest MFer out there as far as safeties go.
You think it's a good trade then? Because you sound like you kind of on the fence on him. You saying that we know that Pete Carroll's aggressive, so that's in his nature to swing for the fences on something. But you also said that he's got to be worried to give up those 2 first rounders. So what do you think the concern is?
I just think that this is. I mean, that's Pete Carroll, man. Like it's hard to so because Pete Carroll is an aggressive guy, man. Rose Bowl, 4th down, Reggie Bush is on the bench. Like, this is Pete Carroll. But then at the same time, it's, we're going to do what's right. You cannot keep up with this guy. Super Bowl, 1st down, 1 yard line. Let's throw it like it's tough with Pete Carroll. You can't read him. Like I said, he's just like Belichick. Belichick letting all these people go. Like, I think I'm with you, Los. You know what we think. We think.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But I'm saying, like, these guys you just can't read. So it's alarming on one end, but then it's like, but it's Pete Carroll. So it's tough to read.
What was you saying, Tom?
So they basically mortgaged off some of their future for now because he in a win now mode. Pete Carroll.
Pretty much.
So I understand that to a degree, and as long as you got it covered on the back end, like, we're gonna be all right. But I'd rather win now than later too, because you never know what's gonna happen later. As far as Jamal Adams, I'm okay with the player empowerment. I want the players to have the power. I just think it's a certain way of going by it. Going about it.
I'll keep rolling for a second. Let me go check something out.
Yeah, certain way of players going about it, as far as being, having that power to choose your destination and want to leave a place. I think you should just conduct your business in a more business manner, instead of social media. Still have your power, but just do it in a business-fied way, man. Conduct your business.
Tom, that's just the way of the world now, Tom. Yeah. Social media is everything now, Tone. I mean, we just gotta accept it, bro. Like,
yeah, but if you want to force your way out, I just think, and I'm okay with that. I just think you shouldn't involve other people, just yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just
these guys are young. They not real. Man, it's tough. And I just say this because I sound like you, Tone. I sound like you when I'm talking to these street cats or these wannabe street cats, and they can't understand how stuff is happening. What you're saying about this is the exact same stuff I'm saying, man, and it's frustrating because these guys, it's like, because then they want to give the credit to us, and it's like, hold on, dog. You ain't learn that. You didn't
learn that. You didn't learn that from me. You altered what I was telling you and trying to show you, to something else that is missing some ingredients. Some respect is missing us, some dignity, some pride is missing us.
Yeah,
you got the end result, but you're missing these in the middle that go a long way to carry you. They carry you a long way with other people. You know what I'm saying? So
look, let me say this. I mean, from Seattle's standpoint, they first rounders, they hit or miss. They don't hit on all their first rounders. And plus, they're going to be picking in the, 20 to 30 range if they as good as they expected to be. So a lot of people saying that they gave up too much. Very slickly. So to see Dallas doing that from my Dallas glasses on, because, again, in mode, and you 1 or 2 pieces away, go ahead and mortgage that future. You don't know how long you're going to have this core that you got together or whatever. So I can see, like you said, Pete Carroll being an aggressive guy, jumping on it. number two is that I think that in this day and age, like you said, Lick, it's inevitable, man. If it's been proven that it works, that I can get myself out of a situation. Not to mention, he still had a year left on his contract. You know, he was still engaged. They just had no reason to trade him. They had no reason to trade this guy other than him making all these waves across social media and always in the news every other day. So let's say this, Tom. Let's say you working a job and you know, at a place, and you don't want to be at that place no more. You don't like the management. You don't like the soup. You don't like nobody in there. Are you going to sit there in 2020 and not act like you can't get the job done and get myself somewhere else? I think if the opportunity is out there and you have the tools to do so, it is some honor in it. But, I mean, these kids don't care about all that, man. This ain't Ronnie Lott, you know, back in the day. This ain't them type of kids no more, bro. They don't care.
I understand. I just,
you know what I'm saying?
I understand it. I just don't agree with the method with removing honor from it. Like you can remove yourself from that situation, but still, people can still walk up to you and be like, okay, I respect how he handled that, instead of saying, he went and told the world, you know, and this and that. And
so you would have played a whole nother year. You would play a whole nother year for the Jets.
I ain't saying that. I'm saying that I got an agent. I got an agent. We can work the back channel. We can work the back door. We can work behind the scene.
They would have never traded you, Tony. No, they would have never, because all that back channel stuff, they would have sat there and be like, he's cool. He ain't making no. Everything is cool. Sometimes, like
so what I need to do is get on TV.
You gotta get
and set something on fire. I need to set something on fire. But let's get this fool up out of here.
It sucks, but yeah, that is exactly what you got to do sometimes. You got to say, look, man, I don't care about your team and all this right here, dog. I'm going to get crazy, and y'all going to get me the hell up out of here one way or another. How y'all like it?
Yeah.
That's the player empowerment. They wasn't doing it, like you said, 10, 15, 20 years ago, man. That's the
so what about whenever, you know, you holding a press conference and then just be like, you know, because this is the team's press conference. It's not me on social media. And just be like, you know what? I'm looking to move from around here. You know, you ain't really. They ask you questions, so you tell them what it is.
It's not the way that we grew up, not the way that we was taught and trained. That's not how you move. You don't move like that. Like I said, you move in silence. You get the job done, and then like people appreciate you, like you know, like a Derek Jeter or like and like they said stuff behind the scenes and got stuff done, but they were never like embarrassing themselves, embarrassing the organization. But, you know, I get it. I just don't think guys look at it like that no more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
Y'all think Seattle gonna be? So what's Seattle's position in the NFC now? If you had to place them, where you placing Seattle? Top 3, top 5?
I'm placing them top 3 in NFC.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they got a really good team, a solid team on both sides of the ball. They got a great coach. I don't see them being an easy out at all.
Yeah. What say you, Thomas?
Top 5 for sure. Come on, man. It's that defense was. I was just looking at it on paper, and I hate to be biased. I mean, you know, I hate to be that guy on paper, the on paper guy.
Yeah.
But on paper, man, they look good.
I mean, you got the Saints, you got the Cowboys, you got the Eagles.
You know what?
Oh my God! The
Cow. Better than them damn Bears in a way.
I don't know about that.
NFC? Minnesota, Green Bay, maybe.
Man, I'm tired of y'all bringing up the Cowboys in Minnesota. The Bears and own them.
That's the only thing y'all to own. Y'all ain't on nothing else. Inconsistency, y'all. That's what y'all about own.
It's okay.
I can't talk, man. I can't talk. My boys up and down. But I'm just saying, NFC, who's your top? What, the Saints? Tampa Bay? You got
49ers.
Unfortunately, the 49ers are in there. Unfortunately.
49ers.
I didn't want to say them, but yeah.
You gotta give them that credit. Yeah. 49ers, Saints, Green Bay.
Green Bay, Tom. Green Bay.
Tampa Bay.
I don't know.
They straight.
What about Tampa?
Man, y'all putting too much
I
stock
don't
in
see
Tampa,
Tampa,
man.
baby.
Y'all
I don't
put
see
too much
Tampa.
stock. Yeah.
What'd you say,
I mean,
Tom? You don't see Tampa as well, Tom?
I
I don't
like
see Tampa.
I don't like Tom
Thank
Brady
you.
either, but come on, man. Like this is what
It
you
ain't
need
even
to
got
know.
anything to do with not liking Tom Brady, though. It's just
They
a
got
matter
talent.
of
They got talent, bro. They got three.
I don't see
it's
it.
Tampa Bay, man. I mean,
They got two big ass receivers and Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. They can go down there and get it. You bring in
But they
Gronkowski.
don't score touchdowns, bro. Who cares if they can go get things
That's because
scoring?
they hit Jameis Winston. You bring arguably the best quarterback of all time into this system. I don't care about that.
Hey, we got to stop dogging Jameis Winston, man. He threw a lot of touchdowns,
He
too.
did, but he was half playing. That's why the boy had to go get LASIK. He don't know what he was throwing to half the time.
He threw 50 touchdowns, and none of them wide receivers caught him. That's what I'm saying.
Bruh,
You know,
Tom Brady's going to find him, though. Y'all don't think, look, again, and I ain't saying it just because I don't like Tom Brady. I respect the dude, and I know he going to find him. Tom Brady's going to find you if you open. He's 43 years old. That's the only thing he do now is move and throw quick. That's all he got. So I think that they I'm saying, though, I'm thinking
those
that
little quick routes gonna get them there. It's a different game. Jameis Winston was launching it. He was launching it. These guys ain't ready for these 5-yard dinks and dunks. They ain't
Listen.
do that.
I'm the only AFC fan who knows the real struggle of NFC teams. I'm the only one that will admit that the NFC is tougher.
yeah.
I am the only one that will admit that it is not easy in the NFC. You know who's going to kick off? The AFC is sold up. It's going to be
Yeah, we know that. Kansas City, Baltimore.
Kansas City and Baltimore.
Kansas City is gonna rep. They're gonna in the next 10 years, at least 5 or 6 Super Bowls. At least.
You don't know that. You don't know that. That's too far in advance.
At least. That's the NFC, Los.
They'll be lucky to get to 2 or 3 because you don't know. I mean, we think we know because Tom Brady and Peyton Manning had a good, long, fruitful careers. Pat Mahomes could get hurt. Something could change. We don't know. I don't like to go that far out.
If Andy Reid is that coach over there, this is what's going to happen. 5 or 6 years, the Chiefs. The Titans are going to get in there one time. The Ravens maybe once or twice. The Steelers once or twice. That's the AFC. In the NFC, I see in the next 10 years, your Cowboys is going to shine. Them Chicago Bears are pissing me off.
They going. Don't even worry about us.
They ain't going nowhere. Don't be trying to be nice because Tony over there, bro. Go on with that. Go on, tell Tony what it is, man. Try to be nice and shit.
Dude,
because but 2 years ago, them Chicago Bears should have been the baddest motherfucking team out there. So they just got to get that quarterback situation together.
Right.
And now
they never have proven that they can. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry.
They ain't never fucking proven in 50, 60 years that they can get one damn competent quarterback. So I'm not putting nothing. Say what you want to about the Cowboys. Say exactly what you want to them. We can put together a damn championship team.
We can get to the Super Bowl without a quarterback. We already proved that. Rex Grossman. So if you give us an average quarterback, we can win it. Our defense gonna be there. Don't worry about the Bears. Worry about them Cowboys.
Which because and this is why this is cool for me, right? Because I don't have a horse in this race. You know, everyone knows my story. I'm Southern California, everything. But growing up, my grandfather was best friends with a guy named Willie Wood. Willie Wood went on to play for the Green Bay Packers. So when I was a kid, before I became a Raven at 13, I was a Packers fan. So we was Packers. I ain't never been to Lambeau Field. I don't know. I was just rooting for the Packers because my grandfather rooted for the Packers.
Packing that cheese.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I watched a lot of the Packers games. And that's the only thing that I'll give the Packers is if it's cold outside, I'm giving them.
Check this out.
If it's cold,
the Packers got a Super Bowl in the last 10 years, right? They got one Super Bowl win, right?
2014, Aaron Rodgers and Charles Woodson, yeah.
So they got one Super Bowl in the last 10 years. They a win. We went to the Super Bowl. We didn't win, but we got one. Went to the Super Bowl once in the last 10 years. If we would have had a quarterback, we would have won at least 2 or 3 in the last 10 years.
I give you credit for that. Tom, I give you credit for that all day. It's not
Well,
that y'all don't. But how do you not get that right for so long? That's what I keep coming back to. I get it. Your argument can't be for the next 40 years. Well, if we just got a quarterback, how the hell do you not get that? You had a chance to get Deshaun Watson. You had a chance to get Pat Mahomes. Get it one time. Damn.
Both of y'all. Hold on now, because
just average quarterback. I don't need no all-star.
This isn't Tennessee that we're talking about here. We're talking about 2 of the most historic franchises to ever play football.
Yes.
And I don't have no problem with the Cowboys. I have no problem with the Bears. So I want to see you guys, because I feel like football is better. I want to see Michigan good, Ohio State good,
Blue blood,
Texas good. That's just what we're used to. So I want to see the Cowboys kicking ass. I want to see the Bears kicking ass. But honestly, I just see it a little bit more on Chicago's end, because I get it. They having quarterback problems. But if you guys think that Dak Prescott is y'all's answer, y'all having worse.
I'll take Dak. Give me Dak.
You see what I'm saying?
Look at Dak. We winning one.
You see what I'm saying? If he's taking what we think, because obviously we're not sold on Dak either, we would have given him a long-term contract.
That's true.
But he's taking Dak over anything that they got going on. And then, and I always come back to this
because
point,
we're an average quarterback away. Y'all a lot of things away. Y'all got a good quarterback.
If that's the case, then Nick Foles should get y'all over the top, because if you want to define average, then you'll see a picture of Nick Foles' face.
Yes,
if that's the case, then Nick Foles should have y'all
Foles taking us to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. Nick Foles taking us to the Super Bowl.
You said an average quarterback, then Nick Foles is the precise of an average quarterback. Let's see what he does.
Next to the definition of average quarterback, it's a picture of Nick Foles holding his Super Bowl ring and his MVP. Yes, we going to the Super Bowl.
And the only reason that y'all got to get Nick Foles is because the number 2 quarterback that you pick in Mitch Trubisky over Deshaun Watson, over Pat Mahomes, is not doing what he's supposed to be doing. But anyway, the NFC, I'm just saying they can't get it right, and it seems like it's all something up here. It's like y'all have something against me, but the NFC is deep, though. The NFC is way deeper than the AFC. It's going to be a dog battle for every division for the most part, and any team can come up out of it. It's going to be the team that's going to be hot at the right time, as it always is. The AFC, to your point,
the most exciting
got favorites. AFC, they had good quarterbacks, man. They had Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Now you got Lamar Jackson and you got Pat Mahomes. So some kind of way they keep getting the quarterbacks that they need in there. And that's what's going on.
The most exciting conference in football, NFC, hands down.
I'll keep rolling for a second. No.
Easily. Because because the 6-6 teams are just exciting, because I mean, no offense. The Sixers, I mean, you know, those teams have been the Giants, the Cowboys, the Bears. Like, you still want to watch them. You still want to watch.
You don't want to watch the Lions, though.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to watch the Lions, man. That's when you're playing somebody you want to see.
But you know my story with the Lions. So we're Packers fans, and my aunt gets a job in before it became Ford Field, it was
Silverdome.
Silverdome?
Yeah, the Silverdome. Yeah.
Silverdome. She gets a job at the Silverdome. She for the family reunion one year, she takes us out there, and I got to meet Barry Sanders, Herman Moore, Chris shit.
One of them Chris's. Yeah. You got to do your thing. So let's talk about this, fellas. Let's talk about it. So the Patriots had 6 guys that opted out, including Dante Hightower, shout out to the local boy down around the Nashville area. Patrick Chung, we know how important he is on the back end of that defense. and I forget some of the other guys, but those are two very important pieces, man. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm thinking that, why not take a little bit? Let's get Patrick Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence, I should say. Let's get Justin Fields out of Ohio State. But at the same time, they signed Cam Newton, so we know they're not just tanking. But 6 players from one team in the NFL, that's I haven't heard of that. What y'all think?
Nah, they tanking. They definitely tanking. That players trying to run up out of there. They're not replacing them with high quality players. Cam there on a 1-year deal?
1 year,
little bit of money. They tanking. It's
got to be something, right? I don't never trust the Patriots. See, this is what happened with the Patriots. You can't never get in the benefit of the doubt. I don't never sit there and think like, well, they just kind of messed up, right? Nah, not with the Patriots. You be like, hell nah. Something's in the water. Patriots think they smarter than everybody, so let's see what's going on here.
Yeah. This is going to be the scary thing, right? So, like, they've had 6 people opt out, and yet we're still picking them as the favorites in their division.
Because it ain't nobody, don't nobody trust you don't trust the Bills or the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Come on, nobody ever trust them.
That's what I mean, guys, by the AFC. The NFC is just better.
Yeah.
And it's just like people don't look at it like that, but it's just like the NBA. No one yes, Giannis is the best player in the NBA, but they're not gonna win. It's Milwaukee. Now, if it was New York, I'm a believer of. I'm a believer of.
Big cities win?
I'm a believer of this right here, right? So I believe that if you're in a nice city where people want to come, then I feel like you got a chance to win something.
But they won in Cleveland. That's a horrible city.
That is a bad city.
So can I explain that one?
They won horrible city.
And so I feel like you got to have that one big name free agent. You know who Cleveland's was?
LeBron James. But you just said Giannis was the best.
You just said Giannis the best player though, so he's already there.
But what I'm saying is, what big name free agent are they gonna get?
They gotta get somebody else. Is what you saying? They gotta add another.
Yeah, you gotta. Okay, so yeah, what I'm saying is, you got the team, right? You got the team that you traded and drafted. All right. Yeah. You gotta get the free agent signing.
So what you're saying is, as they are now, they don't have enough to win.
No. And no one's giving them a chance.
Last I checked.
Just like Toronto. Think about it. Toronto was a good team. They got Kawhi. Cleveland was terrible. They got LeBron. What I'm saying is, you're there. You just need that player to put you over. The Warriors were there. They got KD. California is a whole lot better than Oklahoma.
No, I agree with you there. Ain't no taking Oklahoma or Cleveland over anything in California. But Golden State was winning before they got KD. They just needed to help that last.
They won that 1 year though. And I say this, they won that 1 year, and they were really good because we hadn't seen that before. Like, we've known Reggie Miller to be on the team. We've known Ray Allen to be on the team. We've known Dale Davis and all the other great three-point shooters to be on one team, but we've never known two. And we've never known a team where the second motherfucker was almost as mean as the first motherfucker. So we've just never seen that before. And I think
I hear you.
And I think that when Cleveland, because we all seen it. We all seen Kyrie and LeBron taking turns on, and it sucks coming from my mouth because I'm not the biggest Curry fan, but we all seen them taking turns like tag team champions. Like you already scored your 30 on Curry. Now let me get my 30.
I disagree with you though. I think that any team that's got the best player on them, regardless of how that situation got set up, whether it be a trade or via the draft, if you're not the best player, if you can't lift your team a championship up, you have to be able to do that. And you got Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton, you acting like Chris Middleton ain't an all-star.
Show me history.
I can show you a lot of history. Michael,
So look at this. Milwaukee
played on
has
this team. He didn't get no big free agent. Who was that big free agent? Mike. Scottie Pippen was drafted on that team.
Hold on.
Mike was on that team. I'm talking about them 90
Bulls.
The 90 Bulls squad. You act like they got built through free agents. Their biggest free agent was Dennis Rodman.
No. Well, no, they got Bill Cartwright.
That was a trade.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the life-changing trade. That damn Bill Cartwright. If they didn't get that damn Bill Cartwright, no rings for Mike. Come on, man.
Listen,
really?
Yeah, you kind of reaching with this sometimes.
Look, but the Bulls thing is the Bulls is different, right? Because you can say it on the back end of the three. Listen, we all know, like, they ran their offense through Michael Jordan, right? So the Bulls is like, oh, I get you. I get what you're saying. That's just a little different story because the game was different back then. From the 90s all the way back to the 50s, you know, it was different. Like, you even got drafted from where you live.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, okay, if you take it from when free agency became a thing, right? And that was, when did free agency become a thing? 94.
Oscar Robertson, he won, yeah.
94, 95 is when it became like a
big thing. I was saying, yeah.
Okay, so if you take the Chicago Bulls that lost against the Orlando Magic, and you say, what, like, they bounce back was stupid. I mean, listen, the first three, they was just the best team in the NBA at that time because they was really the best team with Doug Collins, but Doug Collins just wasn't the coach for them. You know? I mean, that's just my opinion.
I get you. Let's get back to our original. We got to get back to the original point, though. We was talking about the Patriots and 6 players. No, we talking about Michael Jordan and Doug Collins.
I was trying to remember what the subject was.
Well, yeah, but we was talking about Fred. If you take that loss to the Magics, right?
Okay.
Krause showed his ass, man. Krause showed his ass. To say that we got out-rebounded and to go get the baddest rebounder of your time.
It did.
To go get Ron Harper to put on Penny, to help with Penny. That was stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great rebound on top of what he had lost in Horace Grant and some of those other players. I give you that. Dennis Rodman was probably the most important signing in basketball in the 90s.
Ron Harper and getting Kukoc to come over, like what I'm saying.
All that happened earlier. That happened a couple years before.
But he didn't come. What I'm saying is, it's like, yeah, you will have the Jordans and the Pippins, but you still gotta add that piece. You know, LeBron and Kyrie was there, but you still gotta get to Kevin Love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Before we go too much further off of the point, I want to add on to that Dennis Rodman thing. The Spurs was trying to throw him away, dog. They didn't want him. He was a nuisance. He was a pain in the ass. They took Will Perdue for him. So it wasn't no big Jerry Krause didn't do nothing magical. We all saw, if we was watching the 95 Bulls, we all saw they can't rebound. They have nobody. They need a rebounder, a plug in there. This team over here got a rebounder, and they don't need him. They don't want him because he messing up the team chemistry. That was just a no-brainer. That was a no-brainer.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But just being able to get him, though, you know, like
they giving him away. They gave him away for Will Perdue. They was giving him away.
What about these Patriots and these 6 players that they got that's not playing this season? Because we got deep into the mud on this. What about those 6 players? So you saying that the Patriots still gonna be the favorite? Everything just gonna be fine. Dante Hightower and Patrick Chung don't mean enough that's gonna. What do you think about this? Okay, let's say this then. Let's say the Patriots are fine. How do you think this is gonna affect other people, other players in the league looking at this thing, like, because they still get $150,000. It's an advance from their next season's payment that they're gonna get. So it's not like you're gonna be broke if you can live off that money. What do you think? Do you think we're gonna see a big star? You're gonna see a guy that a team really needs? You're gonna say, you know what? I got a family at home. They got an underlying condition. My daughter just had a baby, or my wife just had a baby, and I don't want to get that baby sick. it might be bigger than that. Is what I'm trying to say.
And did you see the list of players that haven't been signed yet? There's some pretty good players on that list.
Yeah,
I think it's going to happen again next year as well, and the Patriots going to be there waiting.
they always there. The Patriots are always there. I'm sorry,
They're
they're
gonna be
just
there
smarter
waiting.
than everybody else. They
Yeah.
just do business better than most teams. But
That's what I'm saying, like that's why
Good
I'm so
organization.
big on GMs. It's like this ain't like GMs and coaches. Like Bill Belichick, he's special, man.
you know what he's
McDaniels,
doing. I give him that. Like you said, top to
Yeah.
bottom, you got to be a solid organization. I don't care how good your best player is. I don't care, what your second best player. You have to think about all the dynasties. New England, the Los Angeles. You can look at college sports, the Alabamas. From top to bottom, they solid. They got a good leader ahead. They work in cohesion with whoever their GM or whoever their person is above them. And it just works from top to bottom, So I give you that times. You do have to have a good organization to win like multiple times. Anybody can get hot one year, throw one out there, but you really have to have a solid organization to put it together alone.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to have a general manager who works well with the team's president or vice president,
Yeah.
and then you got to have the coach and the general manager working well together,
All
and
gotta
the
work.
coach and the players working well together. It goes all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts at the top. So, you can look at a team like the Knicks and you can just see.
I was just about to bring them up.
you
Look,
look at the Knicks and you like, golly. I be telling Knicks fans, y'all
Tibbs in
real
trouble,
fans.
man.
They're
Tibbs
real
in trouble.
fans, bro. Knicks fans are
They
real
got a
fans.
good.
Huh?
They got a good coach, but the organization, the general manager, president, the owner, he in trouble. Tibbs in trouble. He ain't gonna get nothing done.
Nah, he went to a dead-end job. To me, that's a dead-end job.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you're going to end up at ESPN in a few years, bro. It is what it is when it comes down
He thought
to
he had trouble with John Paxson. He about to have trouble with these dudes in New York.
Shit, James Dolan. He ain't met James Dolan in because
Right.
that's my right there. All right, look, let's talk our shit, man. I'm going to bring this topic in, and it was coming from the Holics, man, and it got my wheels turning a little bit. Draymond Green. I think Anthony Martin, shout out to Anthony Martin, man. He put up a little post talking about his Hall of Fame. And I think the dude was averaging like 9 points, 6 boards, like 5 assists. But he's got 3 rings, like 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and a lot of team success.
Yeah.
So I don't see it. I don't give a damn. And I know I like team success, and I'm with it. If a guy's that valuable to a team, then put him in the Ring of Fame at the new arena that they got. Okay, cool.
Right.
Hall of Fame, though? I'm talking about one of the best players to touch the rock. There's no way in hell I'm looking at Draymond.
No.
No way. And we watch ball. I don't agree with that. What y'all think?
Go, Thomas.
if it's cool with you, Tone, I'll start this off, Tone. I feel like we're like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. I
convince me that Draymond deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. No,
I just wait for Tone to say yay or nay, and then I just go with the opposite. You know?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
No, well, this case right here is different, right? Because okay, I love Dre Day. He's the only thing.
Here we go.
He's one of my favorite players. I like people who talk shit, play defense, and want to take a motherfucker to the
It ain't
rack.
about liking him. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes. That's just my intro. Now let's go to the subject. Lowe's keeping me always on track because I do go everywhere. No, his numbers do not scream out Hall of Famer. But if you ask yourself at the end of his career, would they? I say yes. Do they win championships without him? I say no. And then, so I like to compare and contrast. I'll say, okay, who is somebody that's similar to him as far as their gameplay? And I say somebody like Udonis Haslem, right? And we talking about a guy who, I mean, if we was to go back, if my memory serves me correct, he was the guy that they put on Dirk Nowitzki when they won that first championship back in
About Dre? Or are you talking about Udonis?
Not the LeBron and Bosh
To my
team,
06. That wasn't James Posey.
Shaq and
That wasn't James
Wade.
Posey.
yeah. But okay, yeah. When it was Posey and Udonis, you know that, but it was Udonis who was the man on them or whatever. Udonis is the person that Dwayne Wade said should have been MVP because of his performance on Dirk. And so I think about, as a person who screams defense in the Holics all the time, you go and you watch those Warriors, man. He runs the offense. Yeah, Steph Curry is the point guard, but it's not that type of league anymore. The John Stockton league is that you know, that type of game is over with. He runs the offense. He's their defensive leader, and I've seen them take out 2 people on screens. I mean, I get it, and I get it. You know, just playing the game shouldn't get you there, but this man is that whole
He's the third wheel on a team that won a few championships. Every third wheel doesn't get in just because your team won a. That's like because I was in a boy band and I was the third singer. Like, I'm one of the best singers of all time. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I just was a guy that happened to be in a hot squad, bro.
But Draymond, I feel like Draymond can do it. If you needed Draymond to score 20 points a game, I think he could do it.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Think about it in Michigan. Did y'all watch him in Michigan State?
Did you watch him
earlier?
I saw some. Did you watch him earlier?
Did you see him this year? I was going to ask you that. Did you see him this year?
This year. Let's talk about that, Liggy.
What's it?
Did you see Draymond play this year?
None of them played this year. They was garbage this year.
Nah, Draymond was playing at first, but then
Draymond was on the court. He was on the court.
Yeah. But the same. Okay, well, but the same can be said about Steph Curry, right? Because before Clay and Draymond, he wasn't shit. But then once Clay and Draymond got there, he became this MVP.
Okay, let's not lump them together, because Steph Curry has a thing called skills. He has a skill set. Draymond doesn't have any skills, man. He doesn't have any skills.
He's a good all-around player.
What was his skills from 2009 till when Klay Thompson became the starter?
Look. I'm not disrespecting Dre because I'm being 100% honest here. He's a good player. He really is. He does something that don't show up on the stats all the time. He takes that charge when you need it. He does that hustle play that you need. He'll knock down that 3 and play great defense in situations where they have nobody else that has the versatility of what he can bring to the table. He's that, Swiss Army knife. But again, that does not mean just because you was one of the best players on a championship winning team, you're watering down the Hall of Fame. This is only the best players. I'm not talking about team championships and things like that. The single blessed players to pick up the ball that you knew for a fact could score, do whatever you needed to, and put up these crazy numbers because they were that good. I just don't see Dre in that stratosphere. I see him as a very good player, maybe all-star some years, but not no damn Hall of Fame. That's exclusive company. We are watering down the Hall of Fame. We are watering.
So what about Ben Wallace? So it's Ben Wallace.
So let me finish Draymond. I ain't getting a chance to say nothing on Draymond. Skip, okay. Come on, Skip. No, but Draymond, man, he's a decent player, but he's not Hall of Fame talent. It's not Hall of Fame talent coming out of his body, man. When I watch his game, I'm like, he's a solid role player. He's Joakim Noah on a really good team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not Clay. He's not Steph.
Hell, he not Clay either, but go ahead.
But yeah, I got my other opinions about Clay. But anyway, Lowe said it right, man. The best of the best in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is already getting watery, man. it might as well just be soup in a minute. It's just weak, man.
Yeah,
It's
man. You can't let everybody in. And
You
there's nothing
can't
wrong
let
with that.
everybody in.
You can't do it.
It's just not right,
But they
man. It's not
doing
right.
it.
The best
But
of the best.
my thing is, but they're doing it. Like I'm a believer that I feel like first ballot Hall of Famers should be in a whole nother stratosphere of the Hall of Fame. If you already, like, my thing is this right here. If your name comes up for the Hall of Fame and you don't get in, you shouldn't get in on down the road just because. My thing
That's
is,
what I'm
if
saying.
you get in, you get in.
Yeah. First of all, there should not be any other ballots. It should just be first ballot, because that means you're legit. If you got to wait 20 years to get in, you wasn't legit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe no, I want to say that though, because look, sometimes it's a
that's
glut
a
at
little
your
hard
position.
though, Tone, but I get what you're saying though, Tone.
No, but they need to widen it up, then widen the net. If they say only 10 people can get in, and if your class has 12 sure shots, then they need to let all 12 in. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
though, because
But
like,
what Deion Sanders said. Deion Sanders said, if a year comes up and no one is like, then don't put none of them in.
Right. Yeah.
That's what a Hall of Famer is to me.
Yeah.
To me,
it's not
Reggie
a lifetime
Miller,
achievement award, bro. It's not a lifetime achievement award, man.
I agree.
like, to me, Reggie Miller's stats may not say Hall of Fame, but when it came in the playoffs, you feared that man.
Yeah.
And to me, he was a Hall of Famer from his playoffs alone. My thing is, Steph Curry is a person that you fear in the regular season, but in the playoffs,
Draymond. I thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
Nobody.
Who the hell fears Draymond? When I see that damn Draymond look like he finna pop off today, nobody says
when
that.
I watched Reggie Miller, I ain't looking at his numbers. When I watched Reggie Miller by the end, I was like, he Hall of Fame. Yeah. When I watch Draymond, I'll be like, that's a good role player. I don't be like, he Hall of Fame.
He is, man. I mean, I'm just saying, I feel where you coming from with it, Thomas. They are letting a lot of people in, and we just all agree this kind of watered down. But you gotta draw the damn line somewhere, man.
You don't get in off of screens and intangibles, like I said in the Holics. Screens and intangibles gonna get you in? No. Let me see some concrete.
That ain't it, bro.
But that's what I said, Tone. Like, at the end of his career, right now he's 5-time all defense, 1-time defensive player of the year. If defense is his heart and his soul, Tone, if he becomes a 10-time all defensive player, 2-time defensive player of the year, and is known for his,
that's Dennis Rodman status. He ain't finna hit that. Plus, Rodman had rebounding numbers.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a different era. Like it's just, but it's the same thing. It's like I watched James Harden get drafted in 2009, right? And when spacing wasn't a thing, he if he was open, he'll hit it. Now he's averaging 35 points a game. Am I supposed to just forget 2010, 11, 12, 13?
No, but he's proven he's won MVPs now. He's an MVP.
My thing is, if we're gonna accept the game for evolving or changing, then we gotta accept that too.
What has Draymond evolved to? That's spectacular. Harden's game evolved to something that's like, oh shit, this dude is an elite scorer.
Yeah.
What is Draymond's game has evolved to? It hasn't evolved to anything.
He's a top 5 defensive player.
He's a good role player.
That's fine, but that's still not. Let's put it like this. They say if you're in the Hall of Fame, pretty much the game can't be written without you, right? Like I can't.
That's what it used to be.
I can't walk down the street and say that. I feel you, but I can't say that Kobe Bryant for sure. You can't just not mention this dude and he play. You know what I'm saying? I can go 30 lands without mentioning Draymond and not feel bad about it, man. Draymond.
I can plug somebody in Draymond's spot.
The Warriors without mentioning Draymond.
He can be plugged in, man. I can plug somebody in his spot.
You can.
No, you can't.
You can find a comparable player. I agree with that. You can find somebody that was defensively kind of sound.
You could put him in Draymond's spot, and they would still win.
Hold on now, Tony. Don't treat Joakim like that, because Joakim was a good player.
He was a role player, but he played great defense. He rebounded. He got a defensive player of the year. He was in like number 4 in the MVP vote. You can plug him in Draymond's spot, and they would be a good team. Still, they would do the same thing. Draymond ain't special, man. He a good role player.
See, you know what I like about this though, because Draymond feels so like big-headed now that he gets to talk shit to like people like Charles Barkley. You can't hold a candle to Barkley.
Championship, right?
And I don't got it.
Charles Barkley, he ain't
got nothing against Barkley. We know how bad Barkley was. Yeah. And then to have this debate and this whole discussion and conversation about like Barkley can't do what I did. That's when I get upset. Like, come on, bro, shut the hell up, man.
Now Charles Barkley has to share the Hall of Fame with Draymond. Somebody even on his level.
Yeah. No, that ain't cool, bro. That ain't cool, man.
He has to share with Tracy McGrady.
That too. I had beef with that. I had beef with that when he got in. But he in. We can't do nothing about it, so you know.
But at least I can see Tracy do some things that I felt like, okay, he did lead the league in scoring a few times. He did do some things where I feel like he has some attributes.
He was borderline. He was Donovan McNabb to me, man.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm with you guys. I feel like that they got to separate, even the NFL. Like Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice should be in the Hall of Fame. And maybe 2 or 3 more wide receivers. But like when they put Hines Ward in that bitch, like that's
he blocked more than he caught, didn't he?
It's like Jerry Rice, like that's why I said like first ballot guys need some type of separation from the rest of them. Like, okay, it's cool. You was a good player, Draymond. You get a pink jacket, okay? But
either you in or you out, man.
Yeah.
You in or you out.
This gold jacket is for Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Kobe Bryant, Shaq.
The rest of them need to just have team honors.
Yes, like, I mean, it's tough, right? Because the fans, you still got to appeal for the fans. And like Paul Pierce, I think Paul Pierce was a great player, but in the elite Hall of Fame, he doesn't make it.
Yeah, he's not elite. But see, I think that's where we come in as fans because we know the elite top tier level people when it comes down to the sport. Now, I think if a guy played for 20 years and had a good career like Paul Pierce, he deserved to be in, because he won championship. He bought a ring to Boston. He did a lot of things where I could see.
He was a great fourth quarter player. People forget about that in the fourth in the crunch time. Paul Pierce was money.
They called him the truth for a reason. I mean, like I can dig.
Because of that, he deserves a yellow jacket, but a gold jacket belongs to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, right. No, I get you on that. First ballot is a whole different ball game when we talk. Speaking of first ballot Hall of Famers, man, our last subject of today, old school player. So last week we did Stu Scott. Shout out to Stuart Scott. It was his birthday last week. And we went in a different direction. Instead of an athlete, we gave shouts out to a dude that inspired a lot of people to become broadcast journalists in the African-American community and all different inspirations. This week, I'm taking it back to sports, man. And since we still kind of on our first wave of old school players, my favorite baseball player of all time, with hands down, was Ken Griffey Jr. The swing, the ease, the 5'2" player, everything that I seen. I didn't even really care about baseball like that until I seen Ken Griffey swing that bat a few times. I said, you know what? I want to play baseball, man. So what's y'all thoughts on Ken Griffey when it comes down to it?
Ken Griffey Jr. is, to me, in my eyes, one of the best baseball players I've ever seen. First of all,
straight up.
Separate from favorites, Pete Rose is my favorite because he was around when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. But Ken Griffey's only a couple years older than me, so he was my favorite, beyond the kid, Ken Griffey.
Yeah.
The man had all the tools. He could do whatever, like you said, 5'2". He could do anything on the field. One of the best players I've seen. And that swing was just so sweet, man. His game was just so sweet. His athleticism was elite as a young player. To me, I can't say nothing else about him. The man was just ridiculous.
But I think he brought that fan appeal. Like Mike had that swag. Griffey had that swag that made me like, okay, let me check this dude out. A lot of players ain't got that it factor, man. That could be great. Like, I'll tell you, for example, right now, Mike Trout, best player in baseball, hands down right now. But you don't see commercials of Mike Trout. You don't see endorsements and all these things because it's something about having that thing about you. When he flipped the head backwards, and I can kind of relate, I'll say, oh, he okay. You one of them type of brothers. Like, you know, I want to see that. It made me feel good to see that. It made me pick up that bad swing. You don't see that in the MLB today, right now. You don't got a lot of dudes out there like it, but I know for a fact, like you said, he can hit for average. He can hit for power. He can catch the ball. He had range for days. He was the top player. My daddy told me about Willie Mays. Willie Mays was comparable to Ken Griffey, but he had more power than Griffey. That's what my daddy would always say. He's like, Willie could take a yard and do it. He could do anything that Ken Griffey could do. But he said, I would say this, Ken Griffey was the most closest I've ever seen a Willie Mays play ever in the time that I've been watching. That's how I praise my pops. You know what I'm saying?
That's props right there. That's props for Griffey. Yeah. And I can see that. I mean, I didn't see Willie Mays, but I've seen, you know, his numbers and replays of him, whatever. And I've heard how great he was. And I would say Ken Griffey is all of that in a bag of chips.
He was my Willie Mays.
Yeah, the man had an arm. He'd gun you down.
Yeah,
he did it all, man. And he had that winning smile. That's what made people, you know, like.
Yeah, he had that charisma.
Drew people to him.
Yeah.
Drew.
What you think about him, Liggett? You an old school fan. What you think about old Ken Griffey Jr.?
Ken Griffey, man, he's the kid. We still wear our hats backwards for the kid. He was the Allen Iverson of baseball at that time. You know, the gold chains, the hat backwards. I mean, he was the kid. I still, you know, it's crazy. I still, like, my Instagram tag is USC the kid. Like I'm still the kid because of Griff Dog. You know, he just had the swag, had the shoes, had the, you know, everyone wanted to dress like the kid, man. Nike this, you know, Nike that. And then on the diamond, he was special, man. And so, like, around that time, my favorite player was Adrian Beltre. And, you know, the Dodgers didn't get a lot of TV time around that time. So I had to watch.
But go ahead.
I mean, they still suck. They've sucked for a long time. Go ahead.
Watch your mouth, player.
Hey, kiss the ring, 2016.
Hey, which is crazy. Me and my grandmama watch more fucking WGN Cubs game than damn Dodgers game.
Yeah.
So shit. So I got to see Chris Woods and Kerry Wood and
Harry Carey.
Yeah, and Moses Alou, and I may not be saying
Harry Carey was drunk every game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best gig in baseball, bro. You can show up drunk and have a good time and got paid. Best gig in the game.
Can't beat it, man. Get paid to be drunk.
Yeah, straight up.
The biggest thing that he won't get, because no one wants to draw attention to it, but being clean through the steroid is probably his accomplishment, man.
Yeah.
Playing the game the right way.
Yeah. If you saw the documentary with Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire.
Yeah, I watched it.
Sammy Sosa was taking shots at Griffey. He was taking so many shots at Griffey. I'm like, he got some beef with the kid. I mean, he was like, God wanted me to be in this home run race with Mark McGwire, not Ken Griffey. And he was taking so many stabs at Ken Griffey. Yeah, he did say a few things. He did. And I'm like, Griffey, way better talent than you, dog. And you a Cub, but he a way better talent than you. You need to leave him alone. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
And the steroids, because think about it. If you looked at that, Griffey kind of faded in that summer. Mark McGwire and Sosa got stronger. So you can't tell me, I hate to say this because I don't really care about steroids, to be honest, but you can't tell me they didn't help him like sustain that season. Because I think he had like 20-something, 30 homers in June and just kept going from there. Like, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, golly.
He got a 162-game season, and you hitting 70 home. Come on now.
I know, man.
That's
You know,
ridiculous.
every other game.
That's crazy, dude.
You know,
Something wrong.
you're right. It's big that he did stay clean. My question about Griffey is, how did he get 100%? I know Mariano Rivera was, I don't want to ever do it, but you cannot tell me that you didn't see this dude play. He didn't get a 100% ballot. He was first ballot, of course, but I think it was like 97, 98%.
There's like one person that didn't vote for him first ballot.
Who the fuck are you, bro? Who the fuck are you to sit up here and tell me that this? Come on, man. You a hater. You gotta be.
Yes. Can someone, I know this is off subject, but can someone tell Daryl Allen that great players, people that people hate, will never get 100%?
Yeah, if it's opinion-based, yeah.
You ruined a lot of people's dreams.
Mm-hmm.
How can you hate Ken Griffey though? He was the model player.
He wore his head backwards. I didn't like him wearing his head backwards. Something stupid.
They didn't like how he wore his hat backwards. They didn't
How
like
stupid is that?
Yeah.
Yes, people, they hated him. Michael Jordan, he didn't get unanimous. People hated him.
Yeah, anything opinion-based where it's got people.
Unanimous.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying, how do you? The talent is so elite. It's unquestionable. The career is unquestionable. The career is unquestionable.
He
How
done
do you
everything.
Yeah.
It's that's disgusting to me though, man. Look, I can not like a guy. I can say, you know, like Barry Bonds. A lot of people don't like the guy, and he did this and did that. But when it's undisputable that this dude done every damn thing, and he done everything well above average. Be a man. Vote the way that you're supposed to vote. Be a real man. Cut all that crap off and say, yeah, there's no way he didn't deserve 100%. That's crazy, man. I'm still mad about that.
Man, it's stupid.
Dumb.
That person needs to lose their vote.
For real, though. You don't even vote on Ken Griffey, man. Just go ahead, bro. You don't vote on Michael Jordan. You don't vote on those type of kids,
They don't
bro.
need to vote him in. Just put him in. Yeah.
Just put him in, man. You know damn well they gonna get in. Come on, stop.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. That's the one thing I always took away. I remember when he went to the Cincinnati Reds, and you know, like I got family that's up in Louisville, and they was like Reds fans. They were so excited, and they wanted to see him play. He had a couple of good seasons up there, but then it kind of started getting big, and you could tell it wasn't going much nowhere or nothing on it. But still,
his hometown, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he wanted to come back home and do that whole thing, but for the same, and Griffin never won a ring, man. And I think that's one of the travesties of all baseball, that some kind of way Griffin didn't go to the Yankees. Or, you know what I'm saying? One of them teams where you gonna get a ring just by being on that team. Because if anybody deserved it, Griffin deserved.
It's his fault, man. He went to the White Sox.
He got into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
because he had too much integrity.
Yeah,
which is the reason why we forever must lift his name as the kid, man. Like Ichiro was, like I said, Adrian was my favorite.
Yeah.
As far as you know, but Ichiro was my favorite player growing up. I love Ichiro. I mean, I can even now at 30 plus, I could still mock his swing.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Hey, I still pull the shirt up, you know what I'm saying? Before I slap my wife at night. You know what I'm saying? That was just a joke. That was just a joke for people that, you know.
We don't condone the mess now, but look, I still teach little Los when I'm teaching him out in the backyard and stuff like that. When we go in the house, I go show him Ken Griffey swing on YouTube. I go show him.
Sweetest swing in the world.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sweet.
I don't care who comes along. And I hate to say it because it kind of shows a bias, but you ain't gonna get no sweeter swing than that. That left hand swing didn't even look like it was no effort put, and that ball will go 500 feet. I was like, for real, that's that dude, man. Shouts out to Ken Griffey, man. Even if you didn't get a ring, even if you didn't get 100% unanimous vote that you should have got going into the Hall of Fame, I think in the black community, because think about it, y'all. I keep bringing up stuff. Think about like Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds had probably, I won't say similar amount of talent, but he had a lot of success. He had more MVPs. He had more home runs. He had a lot more things than what Ken
Better
Griffey
player.
did.
He
But
was
we
better
always,
than
I don't hear a lot of people be like, I love Barry Bonds like they had Ken Griffey. I'm just saying, you know.
I do. I love Barry.
You from the
I like
Bonds
Barry Bonds, and I don't think he was equal talent to Ken Griffey, but he was very talented, and he had more success. I think Griffey had more talent. No,
I think he was
Griffey
better,
had more
Tony.
talent.
You don't think he was better?
No, I don't think he was more talent.
I don't think he was
successful.
I agree with you on that, Tom. I think if you're just going by talent and skill alone, yeah, for sure.
And the margin is not that wide, Thomas. It's small. It's small, but Griffey he edged them, in my opinion, when I look at the game. But Barry Bonds don't get the same
made the Hall of
love.
Fame without doing all that, though. We all know this. He would have made the Hall of Fame had he not taken steroids. He's been in there right now.
Yeah, he'd be right there.
Steroids do that to you, though, man. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like Barry Bonds got caught up in what was going on at that time. He was like, you know what? McGuire getting too much shine. Who is this Sammy Sosa dude? Like, they going to respect me. They forget. And when his head got so big to the point where he's like, God, that boy look like Fred Flintstone in the head. You knew Cuz was on something.
Man.
What's that season? He had like, what, 73? Something like stupid. Was it 80? How did he hit that?
I can't remember. It was something ridiculous, but it was just not real. It was like, nah. That man
had like
something.
85 home runs. Man, come on.
That man owns something.
It didn't make sense. And they didn't even pitch to him half the time.
Yeah.
They didn't even pitch to him. So every time he got a pitch, bro, it was gone. It was taken it somewhere.
It's like you take somebody that's really, really good, like one of the best, and then you just add all these other attributes in him in a video game. Yeah. They're like, he's stupid good now.
Like, he's like 99. Yeah, every column, 99.
Come on, like, what the hell?
Bro, he would brother swing the bat, bro. It would go in the little water, the McCovey Cove. I'm like, man, they don't even look like that ball should have went that far. Like, Barry was on, what year was that? I don't know, whatever 2000 that year was. That year didn't make no sense, bro.
Hey, you can fish for baseballs in McCovey Cove.
I mean, with the way Barry was launching in that year, it was no doubt in my mouth. I said, bro, on steroids. Like, he definitely on something. That didn't make sense.
Shout out to Barry Bonds, though. He was a beast.
Yeah, man. I hate that he had to go down that road, man, to feel adequate because he wasn't getting the credit that he felt like he deserved. And now people can try to say this. Hands down, Barry Bonds was one of the best hitters of all time, too.
Hey, if he wouldn't have done those drugs, he's still better than Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa.
Oh, yeah.
So what he was trying to prove was stupid to me because he was already better than them. You didn't have to chase their numbers. Without their numbers, you better than them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
he was chasing the wrong thing. He was chasing the
recognition, man.
Him and P. Rose know they fucked up.
Yeah.
P. Rose need to be in that first battle.
My thing is, are we to punish them forever?
No.
You know.
Not P. Rose, at least. I don't know about Barry Bonds.
At least not P. Rose, man.
At least not P. Rose. Because he had the numbers.
You know what they're going to do to P. Rose? Y'all know what they're going to do?
Wait till he dies.
The day after he died, he's going to go in the Hall of Fame. And it's going to be so fucked up, bro. They all are doing that because everybody knows he deserves it, but we're not going to give you the glory, the satisfaction of seeing yourself in there, man. That's fucked up. That's what they're going to do, though. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, this has been a good one, man. I had some fun today. And we cut up. We did it the way that we always do, man. I appreciate y'all boys coming out. Holics, we're going to do it again, as we always do on a Tuesday. If y'all want to check us out every Tuesday, I know where we at with it. Shouts out to my boy Liggett. Shouts out to Tom. We're going to wrap this thing up. Y'all see us next Tuesday.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Shit, man. I'm gonna bring this topic in, and it was coming from the Holics, man. And it got